Hello everybody, it's Dr. Scott of Reddit, otherwise known as the MGTOW Lurker, and boy, oh boy do I have some fun juicy diddles for you today. So, as you guys know, I had been involved in a CPS case for quite a while, and it is all but concluded, but because I have immaculate record-keeping skills, I had requested documents. All the case documents for my records for when my daughter finds out the absolute shitstorm corruption that happened. So CPS has made a number of lies, which some of them I find actually quite funny. The first one that I came across was I used to live in Everett, Washington. Now, I lived with my sister and her boyfriend. It was my place, but I was letting them live there for very cheap rent so that they could find a place later on and save up. So I had told management that, hey, look, I'm 3 months out from the lease. I'm going to move out because I'm going to move into my current girlfriend. Shut up. I know what you're saying. Shut up. Shut up. So I move out, and my sister is now living there, and I'm paying rent. And then my sister is like, hey, we found a new place. And I was like, okay, cool. Fine, whatever, cool. So I tell management via email and via the internal system thing where you go to pay rent, and you can send a message. I said, hey, I'm moving out. Place is empty. Cheers. So CPS, so what I had done is, because I knew CPS was a nosy son of a bitch, I didn't want them to have my girlfriend's address at the time because she's a single mom, and she is absolutely terrified that these son of a bitches are going to take her kid next. If she even helps me out or says anything, they're going to come in and take her kid. So I put up a forwarding address over in London. So I went to mailbox 1, I set up one, I got a flat number, and I said, hey, CPS, if you want to send me email, send me any type of mail, any letter, I have moved, here's the address. And I knew they would do it, but they did it. They immediately did not believe it. That I didn't really understand. I was like, why would I lie about living there, not living there anymore? So I had already moved out. I am not even in the same region anymore at this point. And I end up breaking up with my girlfriend, obviously. Well, she broke up with me because I am a conservative and she is a radical left liberal. Shocker. Liberal can't put up with a Trump supporter, so there it is. So I moved from there to Nevada, and then from Nevada, I moved here to Vietnam. And I am here in Vietnam. I don't know if you can see that, but, like, I'm not fucking lying. But here's where it gets juicy. See, CPS had decided that, okay, well, if we're going to go check up on him because we don't believe he moved. So they knock on my door, my old apartment in Everett, Washington, and nobody answers. They go down and they say, oh yeah, well, his lease doesn't expire till 2019. Now keep in mind, I had already canceled my lease. I didn't cancel it, but what I said is, you know what? I'm moving out now. Bye. Whatever, I'll take the fee. So they didn't believe me. So they go down and knock on the door and I'm not there. Then, I'm on the 3rd floor. Pay attention to that. So I guess CPS went downstairs and looked up from the parking lot and saw me in the window. Now keep in mind, I am on the other side of the fucking planet. I am in Viet fucking Nam during this. So they look up at the window and they wave at me here in Vietnam in a window over in Everett, Washington. And they're like, oh yeah, we saw Mr. Wilson in the window looking at us, and we waved, and he shuffled away. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, that's fucking impressive. You can see me through a window in Everett on the other side of the fucking planet. Because my passport has me in Vietnam, Southeast Asia, like a day ahead of you. So, X to doubt on that one. But do the juicy diddles end there? No, they don't. It gets even better. Because CPS, I don't know at what point in time they found it, but it's somewhere after I had moved out of country, and after this whole debacle had really ended, they kept digging. Why? I don't know. Somehow they found my Reddit, which is not linked to my name. I don't really care. I don't really post anything that's damaging there. But we all know how that works. If you are associated with MGTOW, or you are associated with conservatism, or you are associated with men's rights, you are fucked. So here's where it gets interesting, my friends. So CPS says, oh, we found his Reddit account. He's on men's rights and men going their own way. He hates women. He thinks of them as property. He has no respect for them. Oh, my God. So it doesn't end there. It gets even better. So then I had made a quote on either men's rights or MGTOW, most likely MGTOW, because this seems where this would fit in. There's a show on TV called Ballers. I love the show personally. Dwayne Johnson is in it, and I've met him in person. He's a nice guy, very nice guy. And he said in the movie to one of his fellow football players, he said, look, if it drives, flies, or fucks, lease it. And I had used that quote for, I don't remember what situation, because this had to have been a while ago, because Ballers, I haven't watched Ballers in a long time. But they said in their report, oh, he thinks women are property because he said you need to lease them. And I'm like, okay, first off, you know that this is a problem. This is why more men need to be in charge of CPS. We have this ability to look at something and go, okay, well, let's rationalize what's being said. What is being said? We don't just look at it and go, feels like women did. Like, you literally proved our point of MGTOW and men's rights. You proved our point in case. In the case file, right in front of us, you proved it. You proved that you're illogical. You proved that you don't use any rationalization on this, and it's amazing. So what that basically means, it doesn't mean treat women like property and lease them. No, you dumbasses. It basically means, yeah, you want a nice car, don't commit to it because you might not like it in a year. Or maybe you get tired of driving it. Don't get a private jet because you might get tired of it and want a new one. It makes more sense. Oh, you know what? I'm feeling like a new ride. New car. I'm feeling like a new jet. I don't know. If you're a football player, that might be a thing. But, and then when it came to women, it doesn't mean treat women like property. It just means what he's essentially saying is don't marry. He's saying don't get married. Don't lock yourself into a commitment that you might regret later. Is essentially the gist of what he was getting at. It's like, you know what? Enjoy dating. If you want a new one, get a new one. And that way you're not locked in. That's essentially what he's saying. And what's wrong with that? What is inherently wrong with saying, hey, look, I want the option to maybe if I get tired with you, move on to somebody else. As a single individual, that is your right. As a human, that is your right. Women do it all the time in marriage. What the fuck are you talking about? Women will be like, oh yeah, I'm married, but that guy over there's got money. And what do? They file divorce and fucking it happens. Women can do it, so why can't men? Right, I forgot. It's only sexist if men do it. So yeah, now they found that they think that I hate women because I believe that men should have equal rights and fathers should be able to see their kids. I would honestly say this is shocking, but anyone in the MGTOW community and fathers' rights / men's rights activists, if you will, or the MRA threads where they actually fight against corruption like I'm seeing now, we already know this. That's why we're there, because nobody gives a shit about us. But yeah, I figured you guys would love those little ditties. Yeah, cool. So I guess CPS has superpowers to see somebody through a window on the other side of the planet. Huh. Wow. We should call the news.